Hi everyone, my name's Emily and I'm a first year biology student at the University of York, and I'm going to give you a couple of tips for your weekly food shop and how to keep a good budget. So the first thing I'd say is it's important to have an idea of what you're actually going to get from your shop. So I'd say just sit down like 5 minutes before you go for a shop and make a list. So I've got my list here for today. I've just got a couple of basics that I always get. I have a weekly budget of about £10 to £15, and that's more than enough to stretch me for my whole food shop. Okay, so I'm just back from my weekly shop, so I just thought that I would share some of my own tips for keeping to a good budget and just generally for your weekly shop, how you can save a bit of money. Keep to a budget supermarket like Aldi or Lidl. It's going to save you much more money in the long run. My second tip is to only consider doing an online food shop if you band together with housemates. Typically, they will incur delivery charges, which can get very expensive. My next tip is I'd say never buy food items with a cheaper alternative. So just today, I found a couple of items which showed this. So I've got chopped tomatoes here, where I found one was 37p and then one 2 shelves below 28p. They're exactly the same, it makes no difference. Same with juice. I found some juice that was 69p and juice right next to it that was 55p. Again, exactly the same, the only difference is the packaging. So if you want to save yourself even just a little bit of money, it can go a long way. My next tip is I would say try to stick to cooking from scratch. So as tempting as it is to buy those ready meals in a supermarket, they can get quite expensive and they will only last you one meal. Whereas cooking from scratch, then you can batch cook and actually get more than one meal out of it. And it also will save you money in the long run because they are generally cheaper with fresh ingredients. And overall, it's a healthier alternative. My final tip is to look out for discounted items. So the best way you can do this is look at your specific supermarket. So if we take Aldi, which is where I shop, they have their Super 6 for fresh fruit and vegetables, where they've got 6 different types of fruit and veg that they change once every 2 weeks, and they're heavily discounted. So it's definitely worth having a look at to see if your supermarket does something like that. The other thing I'd say is always be on the lookout for red and orange stickers. So I found a couple here in Aldi earlier, and they typically discount items, and you can clearly see on the label that that is why they're discounted. And finally, if you're really looking for a bargain, I'd say do your weekly shop at a discounted hour. So supermarkets typically will do this. They will heavily reduce stuff that's going close to their sell-by date or their best before date, and it's definitely worth having a look at those if you are interested. So those are a couple of my tips. I hope that helps you, and hope your weekly shop goes well.